Hello and welcome to what may be the last tutorial in this particular series where we'll finish off the functionality of this game, this level. What we would like to do today is to turn the shiny skull object that we placed in the last video into a collectible item which can then be brought to the scientist who will let you into the bunker, presumably to advance to the next stage. We're going to do that by using some pre-existing scripts which we will look at to see how and why they work, and a zone marker to issue a completed game. So first of all, if we just move this guy off to the side and move his area of speech off to the side, I want to put a door in this hole. So if we go to the entities and find the doors, I believe they were in furniture, no, in fixtures. Control door. That is not the right door. Is it? Nope, that's not the right door. It will be research lab door. There we go. Okay, so if we just pop this down and then fit it to the frame, it's slightly off center, so it will take a little bit of adjustment because the door itself is slightly skewed. We want to try and put it in its groove. It's easier to see from certain angles, so I think it's like that. Okay, it wants to go in the middle of that then, so we'll say there. And so you have a nice door. Now, in this door, it's just like any other entity. It has position, rotate, scale, extract, delete, but it also has properties. And in these properties, there's an extra field called use key. Okay, so remember that, use key. We also want to look at the script. The standard script is door auto legacy. Legacy meaning old. We're going to change that, but first we're going to look at the key, or rather the skull. Now the skull was placed in the last level because I figured that was a nice thing that the scientist might want to collect. It's like a cave, and inside the cave is like an artifact. The scientist wants the artifact, but he doesn't want to get wet. So if we go to the skull properties, we can see the usual thing like its name, if used, its script. Now this got use key as well, but it's not necessary because it is the key. Its current script is spinloop.lua, but we want it to act as a key. So if we collect these little buttons here and then scroll down until you find key, or click anything and press K, you go straight to it, key.lua. Now if we open this in a notepad viewer, this is quite a complicated looking script. You don't have to understand all of it at this stage. You just have to simply understand that this code will check to see if you are looking at it, basically, and if you're close enough to it, and if you are, it'll give the option to collect. So if you're using a controller, then press Y button to pick up the key, or else press E to pick up the key. And if you press the right key, then it will prompt collected key, play a sound, it will become collected, it will destroy the entity in the world, so you're effectively taking it from the world into your inventory, and that's just as long as the if used field is blank, this will do nothing, but it could potentially cause a chain reaction, but we're not going to be using that today. What's important is this bit. So we'll go back to our engine, choose that. Notice there's no media attached to this, there's no sound effects, there's no sound files. We could, if we wanted to, insert a sound file here so it makes that sound when it's collected. So it's like there's some sort of shiny skull noise. So we'll apply those changes. Oh, one more thing. Go into the properties and either copy this name down on a piece of paper or rename it to something memorable. So we'll rename this for the purpose of this tutorial to key. Apply changes. So now this is called key with the key script. So if we head back to our door and then properties. Now I want to tell this door that its key is the skull, and the skull we renamed to key. So now this door recognizes this entity as the key, and so if we have collected it, we will be able to open this door. So we want to change the script from door auto legacy to plain and simply door. Now if we look at this in our notepad viewer, this script is even more complicated, but you don't have to understand it all right now. You just have to kind of understand what's going on, and it does read legibly. So this is the bit we're going to be interested in. If the controller is being used, then the door is locked, press Y to unlock the door. If it's not being used, or else the door is locked, press E to unlock the door. Similarly to the key when you're trying to collect it. It does check if you're close to the door and if your health is greater than 0. So if you are alive and close to the door, then you can attempt to unlock the door. If you don't have the key, if entity has key, then do this. But if you don't have the key, then it will prompt the door is locked. Find a key to unlock the door. So the messages will change depending on A, if you found the key, or B, if you have the key, and then if you want to use the key. That's basically all you need to know right now about the door. And there's lots more to this script, which involve the door animating, the door opening, the closing, but that's not relevant right now. So I just wanted to show you the script itself. So we'll close that and then have that script. We name Research Lab Door. It's using the door script and it's waiting for the key. So I'll apply those changes and then we'll test the game. So we will launch the test game and then we will go to the door to ensure that the script has been, we have the correct script working, and then if we picked up the key and then went back to the door should detect that the key has been found. So if we approach the bunker, get the quick of a run, as you approach the door, you see the door is locked. Find a key to unlock the door. It's expecting a key. So if we headed over to the cave and recovered the skull and brought it back to the door, we should be able to basically unlock the door with the skull. Now, rather than run all around the level, if I'm a little bit naughty, I just grab the skull and just pop it here. Let's say this is the easiest puzzle in the game. We have the skull in one of these tents. Someone's already been to the cave and found it for us. That'll be easier. So, if we test this game, because I want to do a little bit of script work actually, to show you how the scripts can be edited to suit the needs of your game, and it would be easier without running back and forth across the level every time I make a change. So this is a little programmer's time-saving mode there, but do remember to put the skull back when you're finished. Welcome to the Glades, zing. We run over to our door, and the door is locked. Find the key to unlock the door. If we come over here to our skull and press E to pick up the key, pick it up, collected key, and come back to our door, we now see the door is locked. Press E to unlock the door. So pressing E, the door opens, and we can go in. So that is the door. Well, now the key's been unlocked, we can open it and close it as we like. Now, there's two things that would change. The first thing would be the scientist. Perhaps he should say something more relevant, such as, please recover the crystal skull from the cave, and then I'll let you into the lab so we can study it. Something more game relevant and plot worthy, rather than me saying go and get something from the cave and just come back with a pebble. Secondly, as I mentioned before we tested the game, the scripts are quite generic in the names, and there's something more you can do there. And I'll do the door because that's the most obvious one. So if you go to properties, door.lua, and then find it. Oh, door. If we take a copy of this, so copy and paste, and then rename it to door tut, or for tutorial. Now remember, it all has to be lowercase, as we discovered a few lessons ago. Now open that with Notepad, and then change these to make it unique. Now, instead of it saying the door is locked, press Y button to lock the door, we will say, no, we'll change this first. Door is locked, find a key to unlock the door. You must locate the shiny skull to proceed. The door is locked. We're not using a controller, so we'll need to change that, but you cannot proceed. Alright, so now this is when you've got the key. This is when you've got the key. Well done for, I can't tap today, retrieving the skull. Press E to unlock the door. Now, obviously this script can only be used in this particular instance because it's not every door that's going to require the possession of a shiny skull. But it doesn't matter, it's one script in a game, you could have many. And once the door has been unlocked, you can just have press E to open the door, because then it just becomes a door. This is really a message giving you an instruction what to do, because it's not a key. But even if it was a key, it could be a blue key, a red key, a shiny key, a key card, a passcode, anything. This will help make your game a little bit more personal, and so it's a lot more unique to you. So we'll save that. Always remember, never save over the existing scripts, always create a new one. File, save, close, come back to GameGuru, and then select that one. Don't forget to select that one and apply those changes. Now we could do the same to the skull, and we will, because we can. Go to Properties, key.lua, we'll find the key, then make a copy of it, and then make a copy of it, key tut, and then go into it and change the names of the functions, otherwise it will not work and you will wonder why, and then you remember and you'll say, oh yeah. Alright, press Y button to pick up the key, press E to pick up the key. It's not a key in this case. Press E to pick up the shiny, keep writing, skull, or press Y button to pick up the. Even though you might not be using a control pad, it's good practice to change them all, because your end user might want to use a control pad, or you might add that functionality later and you don't want to be going over and changing all your scripts again. But prompted, collected key, you take the skull, it feels heavy in your hands. Then we can save, and then close that, come back to GameGuru, actually select it and apply the changes. Now if we run the game, we should see our own words making this process a little bit more unique to the game you're trying to create. Also, once we actually get in there, we need to create a win zone, and so the player has somewhere to go to trigger the end of the level. So first of all, let me go and get the key. The no key message first. You must locate the shiny skull to proceed. Okay. Oh, there it is. That was easy. Press E to pick up the shiny skull. You take the skull, it feels heavy in your hands. And then, well done for retrieving the skull. Press E to unlock the door. And then E to unlock it, and in. And this is where we'd put the win zone, which would end this level and take it to the next one. What I might have done in retrospect is to create a sort of a corridor in this building which kind of goes around the corner, because this is quite obviously a single room, not much happening. But if, let's say, you had a corridor or a door over there and then it faded to black and went to the next level, you would then suggest that your character is entering this facility. To finish, we'll just have a look at the win zones, which are pretty simple and straightforward. When you have a win zone, on the properties, win zone.lua. Now we can look at this win zone, and it's a very simple one. Basically, the players in the zone jump to level they've used. So this is just as soon as you enter this zone, you go to the next level. Now this series doesn't cover jumping to the next levels. That would be the next one. If people want to see another series, do let me know. But quite simply, you'd just place this beyond the door. You'd use these little markers to adjust it so it fits to the floor and not just in the room, because your character could just come straight in, not enter and wonder what's going on. So you'd map it to just so as soon as you go in, you win, and then you advance to the next level of your game. Also remember, don't forget to put the skull back. Now you've got all the scripts working, and that is that. That is a very simple, basic game. You'd start up here. You'd speak to the scientist to tell you what to do. You try and get in here anyway. It'd say go and get the skull. You go to the cave, retrieve the skull, bring the skull back to the door. It lets you open the door, you enter the thing, you enter the next level. So it's like the overground piece, and the next level might be in the bunker, underground, or using other interesting and exciting entities. But that's basically the process from start to finish of making a very simple level. As I said, if there's any interest in a second series which covers building a multi-level game, do let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Until then, I shall see you later.